Hello students, in the previous chapter, that is chapter 8, you have done trigonometry. Some of you are confused that why we have done sin theta, cos theta, what is the practical use of it. In this chapter, we are going to understand why trigonometry is needed, why we have to study this one, and how this trigonometry is helpful in our day-to-day life. Okay, now as I have written here, trigonometry is needed in astronomy while measuring distances of stars, planets. This is required. In geography, it is very much needed. In navigation purpose, it is needed. If you want to measure the height of a tree without climbing it, it can be done using trigonometry. If you measure the width of a river without crossing the river, this is also possible using trigonometry. So let's start the chapter, that is applications of trigonometry. Fine. Before starting, we must know some basic terms of this chapter. The first term that I am going to describe is line of sight. What is line of sight? Suppose this is the observer and this is a tower. The observer is observing the top of the tower. The line that we have drawn from the eye of the observer to that point, then this line is called line of sight. Before knowing angle of elevation, we must know that this line is called the horizontal line. This is horizontal line and this is the line of sight. Now, the angle that is formed by the line of sight with the horizontal, this is horizontal, this is line of sight. The angle formed by the line of sight with the horizontal, when the point being viewed is above the horizontal level, then this angle is called angle of elevation. I hope this one is clear. That means observer is observing by raising his head. Then the angle between horizontal line and the line of sight is called angle of elevation. Suppose someone is standing in the balcony of her house or his house. Fine. Then for that person, this is the horizontal level. Fine. And the person is viewing a car, suppose a stationary car is not moving. Then line joining the point that he is observing or she is observing, this line is called line of sight. That is the line which joins eye to the point that the person is observing. And the angle between the horizontal level, from this point he is observing, so horizontal level and the line of sight, this angle is called angle of depression. That means here point is below the horizontal level. You are viewing from this point, you are this is the horizontal level. When you have to see something below the horizontal level, then we use the term angle of depression. And when it is above horizontal level, we use the term angle of elevation. Next term that you should know is the altitude of sun. What is altitude of sun? Suppose this is sun, this is one tower, this is the shadow. In that case, the altitude of sun is simply the angle of elevation of the sun. So this is the shadow, then this angle is called altitude of sun. Suppose you are having a triangle like this, right angle triangle. This angle is theta and this distance is 20 meter. And you are to find this height. Now, we are having different trigonometric ratios. We know sin theta is perpendicular by hypotenuse, cos theta is base by hypotenuse, and tan theta is perpendicular by base. We generally remember like this, some people have curly brown hair turned permanently black. Now, in this situation, out of these three trigonometric ratios, which one you are to use? For this, just see here perpendicular is not known, base is known. Perpendicular is not known, base is known. And as you can see here, perpendicular and base, ratio of perpendicular and base is called tan theta. So if this type of situation arises, you are to use tan theta. So once you know this, it can be calculated. If situation like this, where this is the angle, then this will be the base, this will be the hypotenuse, and this will be the perpendicular. In that case, you know base, you don't know hypotenuse. You have to use cos theta because we know cos theta is base by hypotenuse. In this case, where perpendicular is known, hypotenuse is not known. So, some people you have to use sin theta because sin theta relates perpendicular and hypotenuse. So out of these two, suppose one is known and another one is not known, which trigonometric ratio you are going to use? You have to use sin theta. I think now you have understood in which case, which type of trigonometric ratios you are to apply. The next thing that you must know for doing problems of chapter 9, that is applications of trigonometry, is this table. Without this table, the sums cannot be done. And in my previous video in trigonometry series, I have explained how to prepare this table. So please go through it if you don't know how to prepare this table. And with the knowledge of angle of elevation, angle of depression, altitude of sun, line of sight, now you are in a position to do sums. In my next video, I am going to explain the problems that is given in your textbook. So go through this part and wait for my next video. Thank you.